welcome back. Let's get to this. We're moving on to generate. We are going to add a whole bunch of controls over here before we do our test build. Alright. Duplicate VS Lab 3, or excuse me, VS Lab 2. Duplicate the folder. Just rename these two over here. Actually, if you do a rename on them in Visual Studio, it should rename them, but that causes a whole bunch of other problems. Do a find, and I'll replace VS Lab 2 for VS Lab 3. Jump over to Common, click up here, Control H, should do it again. Right click on single labs, create a empty, name it VS Lab 3 Common, create a empty underneath it, name it VS Lab 3, drag their scripts on top of them. On VS Lab 3 Common, drag the character down, mesh library down, Voxel material over. We don't have everything over here yet, but we will in a few minutes. We need to put a prefab spot over here. Let's go ahead and get everything set up. Maximum max height of 128, generate height of 32, seed of 5, world size of 7500, smoothing of 35, scale of 1. 4 materials. Grass, let's go ahead and go with, well, we don't have a blending material for this one. Dirt, black and white. Material presets, 4 of them. First one, 3 materials, 1, 0, 1. Second one, 3 material NSs, 1, 1, 1. Third material, 3, 2, 2, 2. Fourth material, 3, 3, 3, 3. Let's get over and start coding. To Visual Studio. We're going to start off in our child lab, and well, first of all, let's get rid of all these guys. Everything that we commented out, we can just go ahead and delete now. No reason to keep this code around. We still have the other labs. We can go back and get it if we need to. I think that's all of it. Alrighty. First things first, let's get rid of these also. There we go. That, and click distance, nugget mode, distance. Should be nothing using those anymore. Over to common, I don't think we really have anything over here to worry about. First of all, in common, let's put this right under base shape. And we are going to make a prefab. Well, we're going to treat our chunk like it's a prefab. And one quick second. Alrighty. Little typo I had there, but that's okay. Prefab 3, M chunk prefab should be good. over here we do need a new state, and it will be called generate, just like our other one. Under check chunks, let's put our generate function. Because we want to be able to change things and mess around with our parameters, let's get rid of any chunks that currently exist. Get the square of our chunk span. Iterate through that. Got to tell our new chunks where they're going. Instantate our prefab. Set it to be a child of our common. It's really important when you move on to working with multiple commons. Want its generate. We will go to waiting, but nothing will happen until this function finishes. What I mean is that we don't want to start processing our chunks before we generate all of them. So we'll hit when we hit the update, that's when we'll start generating. So we'll just put this right up here. Set its state equal to paused and call generate. Sadly, this generate function cannot be put on another thread because it calls too many Unity items. You can get around with that if you make all your comments static. That means like we done in Lab 3, have all of the chunks manually set, which isn't a bad idea. Can speed things up, but you can't mess around with it so much. Okay, so let's go ahead and get another method up here. Because our initial state will be paused on this guy also. And let's go ahead and get the frame count into place. I had to implement this because Microsoft's Xbox utility, Xbox bar on Windows does not show up. On the screen captures. So in the hexagon tutorial, I was just talking away about the FPS and how great it was and how bad it was here. And really couldn't tell what I was talking about because you can't see it. So had to go back to some old code. This isn't a bad way of doing things. I just believe that since Microsoft's Xbox bar is actually probably written in native code, it would probably be better. Alrighty. Don't have the label here yet, but let's go ahead and play like we do because we are in a couple seconds. So we'll put both the current frame rate and the average frame rate. So yeah, we're going to bring in link. Alrighty, let's get our new label into place. Well, we have a few new labels. We'll go ahead and pop in down here. Public text, m dot, last, or LBL, FPS, public text dot LBL memory. Alrighty. And let's go ahead. Well, let's go ahead and see this run. No, I take that back. Let's go ahead and put the memory monitor in here, the memory checker. And then we'll jump over and do the rest of our controls, because there are plenty of them. Seems like I've done this just yesterday for the for the other code, for the hexagon. I mean, the code is copy and paste. And we're going to divide the bytes we get back from the get total memory function by the size of a megabyte. You know. The clear memory function is mainly here to prove that calling GC collect really doesn't do us a lot of good. And let's see here. We'll need a close function for when we do our test build, and we need to be able to reset our average on our FPS because we're going to be changing parameters and it won't give us a true reading. Alrighty, that's a good start. Let's get over to Unity. Put the controls in place and test this.